my overall conclusion is, the Caddx Protos is a new option that some have been waiting for, and some probably haven't. For some, it's the right option, and for others not. To help you decide, I made my in-depth video review of the Caddx Protos, and I made it so detailed that it also serves as a manual for those who decide to go with the Protos. What do you think of the Caddx Protos with the new HD video system, Caddx Ascent? Write it in the comments. After the approximately 18 test flights I did with the Caddx Protos, my conclusion is that the Protos is robust enough and quite suitable for beginners. Its strengths are the good flight time, the robustness up to a certain degree, the completeness of the ready-to-fly kit, as well as the simplicity with which the Caddx Protos kit can bring you into the wonderful hobby of FPV flying. However, the Protos has its limits, which you now know all about after this video. After this in-depth review from me, you'll know everything about the Caddx Protos Ready-to-Fly FPV Beginner Kit. Watch this video to be fully informed. From my point of view, the biggest disadvantage of the Protos is that it is not compatible with other systems. If you decide on the Protos, it will get you flying relatively easily and with a high probability. But if you then want more, you have to buy everything again, because the Ascent FPV goggles and also the flight batteries of the Protos are not compatible with other systems. The Protos itself is compatible with other transmitters, which doesn't change the fact that nothing on the Protos can be adjusted. The same applies to the transmitter of the Protos, which is indeed compatible with other FPV drones, but has no adjustment options whatsoever. I also don't know if spare parts for the Protos will be available in the future. I don't think so. Furthermore, there is at least one very strong competitor to the Protos that is about twice as expensive, but in almost every area, clearly more than twice as good. I think you see where this is going. If all these disadvantages are okay for you, then you can buy the Protos with a clear conscience. The price of the Caddx Protos Ready-to-Fly Beginner Kit is really very good. And if you handle the Protos carefully and can sell it again for half of the original price after your learning phase, then the whole thing is also financially worthwhile. I think the Caddx Protos FPV kit will successfully introduce many people to the hobby of FPV flying through the simplicity and completeness of the kit, and that alone is already a great thing. For that, I really have to give Caddx FPV credit. But I also want you to know that the easiest way is not always the best one. For some people it is, but for others, especially those with great perseverance, some patience, frustration tolerance, and the ability to learn more complex things independently, there are other ways that are definitely better suited financially, and also in terms of learning speed and future-proofing. This also applies to people who don't yet have the skills mentioned above, but want to learn them. Personally, I now recommend taking the more difficult path and getting help from professionals. That means, from today's point of view, if I were to start with FPV again, I would first look for a local FPV group, and then, with their help, start the FPV hobby directly with professional equipment. However, I also understand everyone who decides on the Protos and wants to start the hobby with simplicity. I think many will enjoy their Protos. There is no right or wrong. The important thing is that you inform yourself well before buying and know what you want. That's why I made this video, to give you good information before and after buying the Protos. After this in-depth review from me, you'll know everything about the Caddx Protos Ready-to-Fly FPV Beginner Kit. Watch this video to be fully informed. I hope you liked the video, and if so, you can support my work on Ko-Fi.com, give this video a like, write a comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to be informed when I make a new video. I will make at least 2 more videos about the Protos. Stay tuned. Now I wish you lots of fun learning FPV flying. Also check out the tutorials on this channel about learning FPV flying and line-of-sight flying. The main advantages of the Caddx Protos Ready-to-Fly FPV kit are the following. The Caddx Protos kit is relatively inexpensive, at least if you want to get started and stay at this level, or if you can sell it again for $200 after the learning phase, if you took good care of it and didn't crash. It includes almost everything you need to fly in the Caddx Protos Ready to Fly set, except maybe a USB cable or a USB power adapter. The Caddx Protos comes bound with the remote controller. At least that was the case with mine. So it's ready to fly. Charge the batteries, watch my in-depth review and tutorial of the Caddx Protos kits on YouTube, and off you go. A fairly complete manual is included in the kit. There's a review video by me on the internet that's so good and complete that you theoretically don't even need to read the manual, which I, of course, don't recommend. Especially the safety instructions must absolutely be read. The Caddx Protos is very easy to fly and has a position hold flight mode with optical sensor. The Caddx Protos features a Caddx Ascent HD video transmission, which has a special feature where the image switches from 16:9 format to 4:3 format when the signal gets weaker. That also works quite well when you fly very slowly. The flight time of the Protos is between 6 to 8 minutes in real life, which is very good for an FPV drone of this size and weight, and only possible thanks to lithium-ion flight batteries. The flight battery charger has a storage function. Charging the flight batteries is quite fast. In 1 hour, all 3 flight batteries are recharged. The Caddx Protos features ELRS protocol, and you can bind it to your own ELRS remote controller. You can also connect the Caddx Protos remote controller with other drones that use the ELRS protocol. The remote controller can, according to Caddx, also be used as a simulator controller on the PC. The Caddx Protos is robust enough that it doesn't break from small bumps into objects. Crashes from greater heights with high G-forces are not tolerated by the electronics, though. At least that was the case with mine. The main disadvantages of the Caddx Protos Ready to Fly FPV kit. The range, even in the 100 milliwatt setting, is only about 100 plus meters. That is, however, sufficient for beginners in my opinion. At high flight speeds, the video transmission sometimes stutters, and the 4.3 feature reacts too late to prevent a crash due to poor video reception. The image quality is okay, but definitely not on DJI level. It is an HD video transmission, and you can see details like fine branches of trees better than with analog. But it is not an HD video quality like some might expect when they read HD video quality on the box. The latency of the Ascent video system is still in the tolerable range, but could be better. Light acrobatic flying is possible with the Caddx Protos, but not recommended, as the Caddx Protos tends to experience washouts because the Protos is a heavy drone for its size. The Protos kit is inexpensive in the short term, but not in the long term, because the flight batteries and the Ascent video system are not compatible with other systems, and you'll have to buy everything new if you want to move to the next level in FPV flying. The Caddx Protos and the remote controller have no adjustment options. The SD card is formatted by the Ascent goggles into a format that is only compatible with Windows. The Caddx Protos is robust enough that it doesn't break from small bumps into objects. Crashes from greater heights with high G-forces are not tolerated by the electronics, though. At least that was the case with mine. In the next videos, I will push the Caddx Protos even further to its limits and answer any questions you might have that you write in the comments below this video. I will also answer all questions in the comments under this video within 3 to 7 days. Please write in the comments what you think of the Protos and/or what experiences you have had with your Protos. My experiences with the Caddx Protos kit were generally good, but because I pushed the Protos to and beyond its limits, it no longer works properly. Externally, it is still intact, but due to several crashes from greater heights onto medium hard ground, something inside the electronic components is probably damaged. In any case, the video reception is now significantly worse, and the 25 milliwatt setting is practically no longer usable for me. In the 100 milliwatt setting, it is still flyable. The second problem is that sometimes my Protos no longer connects to the remote control after being powered on. Then I have to remove and reinsert the battery, and usually the connection works again. Also, the flight modes no longer work as usual. In flight, I often can't switch between angle mode and position hold mode anymore. And sometimes I can't switch flight modes on the ground either. Then my Protos gets stuck in one flight mode. Sometimes it helps when I turn the flip over after crash mode on and off again. All these random problems show me that something in my Protos has broken. However, it still flies, and I hope I can do more test flights for you, at least as long as the motors hold up. From my point of view, they are not badly designed, but the play in the bearings and the slightly too thick motor shaft show me that it is probably not the best motor quality. I'm definitely curious how long the Protos will last for me, and of course, I will keep you updated. Stay tuned. If you need more information about the new Caddx Protos Ready to Fly FPV Beginner Kit, or about the Ascent HD video system from Caddx, then watch my main Caddx Protos video, which can be described as an in-depth review, tutorial, video guide, full manual for the Caddx Protos. In this long main video about the Caddx Protos, you will find all the information you need for a purchase decision or for operating your Caddx Protos once you have bought it. And also keep an eye on the future videos that I will still make about the Caddx Protos. I will summarize the videos in a YouTube playlist or in a YouTube course. There you will find all relevant videos from me about the Caddx Protos. I hope you liked the video, and if so, you can support my work on Ko-Fi.com, give this video a like, write a comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to be informed when I make a new video. I will make at least 2 more videos about the Protos. Also check out the tutorials on this channel about learning FPV flying and line-of-sight flying.